For thousands of years, farming meant working with what nature gave you. Seeds pressed into soil, rain falling from the sky, and the steady rhythm of seasons guiding every decision. Farmers learned from their land, from their parents, and from hard-won experience passed down through generations. It was intimate, instinctive, and deeply human. Then came the plow, then irrigation, then chemical fertilizers, then mechanization. Each era brought tools that multiplied what a farmer could do with the same patch of earth. But something different is happening now. In the 21st century, a new kind of input is quietly reshaping agriculture from the ground up. Not a seed variety or a chemical compound, but something invisible and yet extraordinarily powerful: data. Information itself is becoming as essential to a modern farm as soil, sunlight, and rain. And the farmers who understand this shift are already growing the future. So what exactly is farm data? In practical terms, it encompasses everything from soil moisture sensors buried beneath your fields to satellite imagery capturing crop health from orbit. It includes yield monitors mounted on combine harvesters, weather forecast systems delivering hourly updates, and GPS trackers logging every pass of your tractor across a field. Here is the remarkable reality. Every modern farm operation, whether the farmer realizes it or not, is already generating enormous amounts of data every single day. Every irrigation cycle, every fuel purchase, every harvest record contributes to a growing stream of information. The difference between farms that thrive and farms that struggle increasingly comes down to one question: are you using that data or ignoring it? Farmers who actively harness this information are making smarter decisions faster, cutting unnecessary costs, and consistently outperforming neighbors still relying on guesswork. Data has quietly become one of agriculture's most powerful competitive advantages. For generations, farming decisions were deeply personal. A grandfather would read the sky before planting. A mother would feel the soil between her fingers to judge moisture. Families passed down knowledge through stories, seasons, and shared labor. This wisdom was real, hard-earned, and remarkably effective for its time. But intuition, however refined, has its limits. A farmer cannot sense nitrogen deficiency across 300 acres simultaneously. Experience cannot predict a microclimate frost forming overnight in one corner of a field. This is where today's data-driven approach steps in. Not to dismiss what generations of farmers learned, but to sharpen it. Real-time sensors, satellite imagery, and predictive analytics now give farmers precise answers to questions that once required guesswork. Think of it as giving a seasoned farmer a superpower. Their instincts remain the foundation. Data simply removes the uncertainty layered on top, allowing smarter, faster, and more confident decisions every single growing season. Building on that foundation of data awareness, precision agriculture is where these insights truly come to life on the ground. Rather than treating an entire field as one uniform space, precision agriculture allows farmers to recognize that every acre, sometimes every square foot, behaves differently. Using GPS-guided machinery, tractors and planters can now follow exact paths with centimeter-level accuracy, eliminating overlaps and reducing fuel consumption significantly. Variable rate technology takes this further, automatically adjusting the amount of seed, fertilizer, or pesticide applied based on real-time field data. Field mapping tools create detailed digital portraits of a farm, revealing zones of high productivity alongside areas that consistently underperform. Farmers can then respond to each zone precisely, rather than applying blanket treatments across everything. Just 2 decades ago, this level of targeted intervention was simply out of reach for most farmers. Today, it is becoming standard practice, quietly revolutionizing how resources are managed and how yields are maximized across every growing season. Building on precision agriculture's foundation, soil data represents one of the most transformative applications of farm analytics available today. For generations, farmers applied fertilizers uniformly across entire fields, essentially guessing what the land actually needed. That approach is now being replaced by something far more intelligent. Through detailed soil sampling and digital mapping, farmers can now analyze the exact nutritional composition, pH levels, organic matter content, and structural characteristics of every distinct zone within their fields. Instead of treating 100 acres as a single uniform space, data reveals it as dozens of unique micro-environments, each with different needs. This targeted approach is delivering remarkable results. Farmers are applying fertilizers only where and when they are truly needed, dramatically reducing over-application. The financial savings are significant, sometimes cutting input costs by 20 to 30% annually. Beyond economics, the environmental benefits are equally compelling. Reduced chemical runoff means cleaner waterways, healthier surrounding ecosystems, and more sustainable farming practices for future generations. Building on our understanding of soil data, another equally powerful layer of farm intelligence comes from the sky. Weather has always been farming's greatest wildcard, but today, advanced forecasting tools are fundamentally changing how farmers respond to it. Modern agricultural weather platforms go far beyond basic temperature and rainfall predictions. They deliver hyper-local forecasts, sometimes precise to individual field boundaries, giving farmers actionable intelligence hours and days ahead of critical weather events. Historical climate analytics are equally transformative. By studying decades of regional weather patterns, farmers can identify optimal planting windows, anticipate frost risks, and schedule irrigation with remarkable accuracy. When a storm threatens, farmers receiving field-level alerts can harvest early, protecting entire seasons of work. When drought patterns emerge weeks in advance, irrigation schedules adjust automatically, conserving water while protecting yields. In an era of increasingly unpredictable climate patterns, this kind of weather intelligence is no longer a luxury. It is becoming essential survival knowledge for every serious farming operation. Beyond the field itself, data is now reshaping how farmers engage with markets. For generations, pricing power sat firmly with traders, processors, and large agribusinesses. Small farmers often sold at whatever price they were offered, with little visibility into broader market conditions. That imbalance is changing. Today, price forecasting tools analyze commodity trends, seasonal demand cycles, and global supply shifts, giving farmers actionable intelligence before they plant a single seed. Digital marketplaces connect growers directly to buyers, cutting out middlemen and improving profit margins. Demand analytics reveal which crops are gaining consumer interest, helping farmers align production with real market appetite rather than guesswork. A smallholder farmer in rural Iowa now has access to the same market intelligence that once required an entire corporate research team. This democratization of data is quietly but powerfully rebalancing agriculture, ensuring that informed decisions about what to grow, when to sell, and how to negotiate are no longer privileges reserved for the largest operations. Building on the power of market intelligence, today's farm management software takes data integration even further. These platforms consolidate soil readings, weather forecasts, financial records, and crop health indicators into one unified dashboard, giving farmers a complete operational picture at a glance. Rather than juggling spreadsheets, paper records, and disconnected apps, farmers can now track every expense, monitor field conditions in real time, and plan crop rotations based on historical performance data. Tools like Climate Field View, Granular, and Trimble Agriculture allow operators to measure profitability down to individual field zones, revealing which acres are genuinely earning their keep. This level of visibility fundamentally changes how farms are managed. Instead of reacting to problems after they appear, farmers can anticipate challenges, adjust inputs proactively, and allocate resources with surgical precision. What was once managed through gut instinct is now guided by dashboards delivering actionable intelligence daily, transforming farming into a genuinely data-driven enterprise. But this data revolution does not come without serious concerns. As farms generate more information than ever before, critical questions arise about who actually owns that data. When a farmer uses a corporate platform to track yields or monitor soil health, the fine print often grants the technology company rights to that information. That data can then be aggregated, analyzed, and potentially sold, sometimes back to the very farmers who generated it. Data privacy remains a growing worry, particularly as large agribusinesses gain access to intimate details about individual farm operations, financial performance, and production strategies. Perhaps most troubling is the digital divide. Large commercial operations with capital to invest in sensors, software, and connectivity are pulling ahead, while small family farms, often in rural areas with limited internet access, are being left behind. If left unaddressed, these inequalities could concentrate agricultural power further into fewer corporate hands, undermining the diversity and independence that healthy food systems depend upon. The proof is already in the field. In India, smallholder farmers using smartphone-based AI tools like Plantix are identifying crop diseases within seconds, receiving treatment recommendations before infections spread across entire harvests. In the United States, corn farmers using variable rate technology guided by yield data have reported yield increases of up to 15%, while cutting fertilizer costs significantly. In Australia, drone fleets are mapping thousands of acres in just a few hours, delivering detailed field health reports that once took weeks to compile manually. A wheat cooperative in France adopted integrated farm management software and reduced water usage by 22% in a single growing season. These are not isolated experiments. They represent a growing movement. Early adopters are demonstrating that data-driven farming delivers measurable gains in yield, efficiency, and environmental sustainability. Their results are building an undeniable case for why every farmer, regardless of scale, should embrace this transformation. We stand at the edge of an agricultural revolution unlike anything seen before. The farms of tomorrow will not be measured solely by acres owned or harvests delivered, but by how intelligently they use information. Data is no longer a bonus feature of modern farming. It is becoming as foundational as land, labor, and capital combined. Imagine fields where every decision is informed, every resource is optimized, and no input is ever wasted. That future is already taking shape, and it belongs to those willing to embrace it. But this transformation must not leave anyone behind. Farmers, policymakers, and technology developers must collaborate to ensure data tools are affordable, accessible, and farmer-owned. The soil still matters. The rain still matters. But now, so does the signal. Together, let us build an agriculture that feeds the world not just with crops, but with the power of knowledge driving every single seed planted.